If you're a content creator trying to build a personal brand or a business, you've probably heard something along the lines of document the process, the impact of BTS content. And with the rise of social media, it makes sense. Behind the scenes content has been very valuable for me as a filmmaker. The majority of our clients, when we work with them, I can't tell you how many tell me that they've watched 2, 3, or 4 of our behind the scenes films or spent time with that content. And the reality is they're spending roughly 40 minutes to an hour with me before they ever work with me. So if we're talking about it just from a sales standpoint, just from a marketing standpoint, behind the scenes content has high conversion. People are interested in that. They want to see how things are done. However, I want to press back on what BTS content is to me and why it's so important and how it's truly been beneficial and how we've approached it. So there's the obvious side of the press for behind the scenes content from social media. The value of someone being able to see how you do something, whether it be an IG story with, like iPhone footage or more produced content. It's trendy, it's what people want to see. However, we've approached it so much differently. I didn't start making behind the scenes content for social media. I started making behind the scenes content for myself. I don't even see it as behind the scenes. I see it as capturing memories. Because truth of the matter is, I truly feel like what I'm doing is special. I'm so grateful to be a filmmaker. I'm so grateful to get to tell stories. And while it's had financial impacts and all the benefit, that's not what started it for me. When I got into video, it was making skits with my buddies, making skate videos, goofing around. And when we would sit down together and we would watch ourselves in these videos, it just became a tool for bringing my friends together. And it was the power of video. Video just felt so special to me. It was fun to see my friends be goofy. It wasn't about making a business. It was about remembering something. It was nostalgia. And when things did start to get serious, when I looked at myself as a filmmaker in the space, I was guilty of comparing myself to other people. And I would often look at other filmmakers and I would be like, I wonder how it's made, how it's done. In the early days of JCP, even Unsigned Co. with Ross, we were always documenting everything that we made. A lot of it was for us. It was just to, remember the special things that we're doing. I truly am my biggest first fan. And that sounds really egocentric, but I'm always landing in the perspective that one day I might not get to do this. Documenting that process has been for me first, for my friends, to be able to look back on these things and remember these fond times. Being able to throw a camera in one of my buddies' hands, it did a lot of things. Yes, we had great content and social media and stuff like that, but so many of the people on set, weren't traditional filmmakers and they wanted to get their hands on a camera. So it was a way for me to be like, hey, here, go be a filmmaker. You're a documentary, capture the day, have fun with it. And it was just really fun and wholesome for all of us. The first really cool film we put together was for Unsigned Co. And, it was kind of this hybrid of this scripted film, but it was also a collection of all the bands that we worked with. 3 years of us just really chasing the dream super, super hard.
Hi there. I'm from Unsigned Co. and we're here to fuck shit up.
And I remember kind of cutting all that footage together, and it was emotional watching it back. Seeing us just trying our hardest, we're little babies as filmmakers. That's still to this day one of my favorite pieces of content that I've ever made, and it's just full of memories. Gosh, we didn't have a clue what we were doing, but we had so much heart, we had so much passion. So much work goes into making a frame look incredible. There's just so much to figure out. And I think that's part of what's fun about video. But when you get really cool, raw BTS content, you just get to see a different side. The goofiness, the frustration, how hard you had to work for those things. Yes, it's about memories, but I think early on, I started to realize this is the culture. of JACP. I really like to approach filmmaking in the sense of like, I'm hanging out with my friends and making something special. Feels like a gift that I get to give back to my team. As a freelancer working with other production companies and other agencies, especially in Ohio, where we have a lot of commercial work. A lot of those jobs are stiff as a board, super boring, do what you're told sort of jobs, and I get it. But we're a group of goofballs. I don't feel like a professional. I don't feel like the most talented person. I've never felt that way. But I'm gonna try really hard. I'm gonna try my best. As we started to become better, as we started to produce better work, naturally, more people would reach out and they'd be like, I'd love to be on one of your sets. And imposter syndrome always would set in. Ooh, I don't know if you want to be on one of our sets. I didn't really know like what a gaffer or a grip or an AC or any of the positions on set were, because we were all just joining in and doing things together and like having fun and figuring it out with our clients, with ourselves. And when someone more proper would reach out, I would honestly be intimidated. Like, oh my God, someone's gonna find out that we don't know what we're doing. And as we started to cut more behind the scenes videos, I started to be able to use this even for like freelancers that would reach out. I'd be like, listen, you know, we kind of approach filmmaking differently. Like, you should watch one of these BTS videos before you hop on set, because I don't want you to get on set and be disappointed. Funny enough, a lot of that imposter syndrome went away pretty quickly, especially when people would get on set and they'd be like, wow, this is a lot of fun. It's really enjoyable to be here.
All right, make it social, bar scene, take one.
It kept us really excited about making content and telling our story and just having fun with it. Ended up becoming a differentiator for us. I feel like I became the filmmaker that I wish was out there. And in this day and age with social media, it just feels like the attention economy. Everyone is doing content for trends, for vanity metrics. For me, shooting behind the scenes content was about telling my story, and it benefited other people along the way. And I think good art often is that. It's not taking into account an audience, but it's saying, is this something that I believe in? Anyone who's been in a creative career or ran a business, you have times of self-doubt, you have times of imposter syndrome, you have times of burnout. When I'm feeling low, it is really nice to go back to behind the scenes content to remember what that season of life was like. There's always this like external thing that people are after. Documenting our story has really been about keeping the passion alive, remembering why I choose to be a filmmaker, because inevitably anything that's important is going to be hard to do. It's so much more than just getting new clients, keeping up with the algorithms. It's about reminding yourself why this is important, why it's special to you.
Oh, man. Whoever the piece of shit's idea was to get started at 5:30 in the morning, fuck that guy, dude. Oh, shit, it's me. Damn, I'm the villain here.
Coming back to my starting point here, we started to realize when we were putting out more of these BTS films, like most of these are like 6 minutes, 12 minutes, some even 30 minutes long. And so often I'd have these early discovery calls. The thing I would hear is like, oh, you guys seem like really down to earth, really easy to work with. And we started to get hired for our personalities, for who we were as people. And that to me was like the real light bulb moment where I'm like, wow, what we've done here was by accident. Now it's become a key part of business for us. I recognize that these videos don't have tons of views, but the conversion rate on them is relatively high. If you can create hours of content for someone to spend time with you before they ever meet you, it gives you an unfair advantage. A lot of filmmakers want to level up their work to do bigger and better things. And it feels like pulling teeth trying to explain to a band why you should have 4, 5, 10, 20 people on set. It's just so easy for a band to say, like, we need someone who has a good camera and good lights. But you take it a layer further and you're like, art direction, the intention behind things, getting the right spaces, hiring the right talent. all of these things that go into filmmaking that take time, that like really show that like I don't just show up and it happens. The type of filmmaking that we were doing was more concept driven. You know, with the brands that we worked with, it tended to be like high volume, super in depth, and like managing a lot of schedules. That stuff takes coordination and time and energy and effort from our side, from the client side, from the talent side, from everyone involved. And when we had these BTS films that really gave a peek inside how that was done, it removed so much resistance in the sales process. It became so much easier to have someone reach out that had already either watched these videos, or for me to say, listen, we have a certain way about the way that we do things. Here's a great BTS video that kind of sounds like the project you're talking about. I recognize that part of what tells a good story, part of what makes our work feel the way it does, is relationship. You earn trust when you can kind of show the process that way. A lot of people trip up on like Instagram or Facebook or whatever platforms, like how many impressions that they're getting. The people who are commenting, liking, and sharing my content are not my clients. Most of my clients are lurkers. They're watching. They're not interacting. They're not liking. They're not sharing. And it's been so enlightening when someone reaches out and they're like, I've watched your content for 3 years, or I've dreamed of working with you. And I'm like, I had no clue who you were. How do I not know you, but you know me? That's a good problem to have. We have almost 20 hours worth of content that someone can spend time with before they ever interact with me. I'm looking at time spent together. And when someone spends an hour with you before they ever have a phone call, what kind of trust do they have? A viral moment can be cool, but if that viral moment is 30 seconds long, they have 30 seconds of time with you. I can't make this point any more clear that like the value of behind the scenes has not been for the trendy content. It's not been for doing those sort of things. It's been about enhancing relationships. I love being a filmmaker. I've loved building the JCP brand. I've accomplished a lot. We have a lot more skill sets. We have a lot more tools. We have a lot more relationships. I want to document the process of doing something hard, us going in unsure and coming out victorious. Don't waste time overcomplicating it. Don't overthink it. Like, have fun with it. Be your first audience. Stop thinking about the social media and algorithms and the marketing opportunities. Make things that are dope. Make things that you think are cool. Document the process of what's interesting. Stop just feeding a secondary source that controls your happiness and your fulfillment. BTS, it's valuable. It's talked about all over the place, but I feel like it's talked about in such short sound bites. I think it's a much more nuanced conversation where it's like making your inner self happy. You will get external rewards for that. Let's start with you. Like, what are you doing that's challenging, that's interesting to you? Document that. Whether it gets an audience or not, just have fun with it. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed. Yeah, I never know how to end these videos, so see ya.
Hurt my ass. It wasn't even a real gun.